MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
Butte police have been engaged in a standoff with a man who barricaded himself in a West Aluminum Street home in Butte. I'll give you the details.
Dinners, barbecues, and even visits to the pumpkin patch. I'm Chet Lehman. Those are some of the community programs offered here at Cancer Support Community of Montana. How are they offered? Well, it truly is the heart of Cancer Support Community. 6:30 on this Thursday. Chet Lehman, Matt Elwell with you here. A lovely morning, a little cooler than it was yesterday, but still very autumnal.
It is.
I don't use that word very often, and I'm not
going
to use it
yeah,
again.
right. Chet, I do want to say, just mention to you, I've loved looking at that series, so I appreciate you sharing that with us.
Thank you for saying that, Matt. That means a lot to me. Thank you very much.
So, whatever your thoughts are on the day, it is going to be sunny and warm. You'll probably want to grab the jacket in the morning. A couple of areas dealing with some frosty conditions to start the morning. Livingston sitting at 31, 32 at Bozeman Yellowstone International, 31 in Butte. It looks like temperatures are going to warm up pretty quickly. Mostly sunny skies, light winds to start the day. We skipped across the Bozeman forecast. I don't know what's going on. My computer.
Did I mention that it's Thursday?
Oh my goodness, and it's out of focus. This is my life in general right now. Temperatures back into the mid 60s. It looks like we're going to see warmer temperatures today, cooler for the weekend. We'll see if my computer works coming up here in about 10 minutes.
It looked fine to me. Maybe that's why I'm having such
that's
time reading.
glasses, yeah.
Who knew? 6:31. Butte law enforcement involved in a standoff that began yesterday in Uptown. TN's John Amy has an update.
Butte police, along with their SWAT team, have been involved in a standoff with a man who has barricaded himself in a residence at the end of West Aluminum Street. Residents from the area who were arriving home said they were shocked to see armed officers surrounding the home.
I saw the guns drawn, and so I was cautious because I didn't know exactly what to do, right?
Oh.
And so then they're like, just go, turn around, go. And I was, okay, but I live right there.
Steve McGrath lives right next door to the home that was surrounded.
I was walking down the alley and the SWAT team was there and said, you got to get out of here.
McGrath said he's only lived in the neighborhood about a month, but he's met the neighbor in that short time.
You know, I'd interacted with them and we got along fine. You know, they're a little bit quirky in that they collect a lot of, stuff that they put in a trailer, and they have cars all over, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, they didn't bother me, so.
He said police told him to stay away from home until the situation is over. McGrath said he's concerned about his house.
If the bullets start flying, you know, if they start throwing lead around and tear gas and everything else. So.
After about 4 hours into the standoff, a female was safely evacuated from the residence. However, a man remained inside and the standoff continued. In Butte, John Amy, MTN News.
Now that standoff is still ongoing. Early this morning, Sheriff Ed Lester says Lewis and Clark County SWAT now assisting his department with the situation. He says roads remain blocked in the area and he's asking everyone to stay away until it can be resolved. We, of course, will update this story online on air as more news becomes available. Well, sometimes it's nice to spend time with people who share a common link. Sadly, cancer can be that link. As we continue our series of stories looking at some of the programs offered by Cancer Support Community, this morning we highlight those groups brought together by cancer and the larger group who helps make that happen. We all at some point in our lives will be touched by cancer. For some, dealing with the disease at a younger age is what brought them here to Cancer Support Community. That and a hot meal.
I mean, the short answer is free food, but that's probably not the preferred one. I think, especially because of me, I'm pretty young to have cancer, or at least there's not a lot of people. So it's like, it's kind of nice to have like a place to go talk about stuff and kind of share experiences. Like, I get sick of talking about cancer all the time, but it is nice every once in a while to talk like with people that have gone through similar things or are going through similar things, and you can kind of like share experiences that way. I find that pretty beneficial.
Let's face it, cancer takes its toll physically, mentally, and financially on those dealing with it. Sometimes it's nice to just escape all that, spend time with people you know understand that toll.
Education is a big thing that we do here, but also some of the informal like community barbecues and dinners and some of those things that we do here are such a huge impact in the lives of our participants, and watching them, you know, from the time they first come in to the time that they get to be with their people and start to build that community here, it's really incredible to watch that happen.
Make no mistake, what is available here is special.
I was surprised how established the whole like kind of organization was here right in Bozeman. I didn't expect that, you know. I started a lot of my treatment at a bigger hospital down in Denver, and I don't even think they had quite as good of a support group as what they have up here. So I was pretty impressed, honestly. I didn't expect that.
We can't do what we do without our entire community, obviously, from the participants that walk through our door to the individuals and businesses that support us. But it's incredible to see the entire community come together and make what we do possible here.
So how do you provide all these services without charging the people who use them? Turns out the answer's right here in the name.
Absolutely free of charge to all of our participants. We've never asked a participant for $1. We're able to do all of these amazing things through the support of our community.
Now, for many, the loss of hair is some of the most difficult things to deal with when it comes to cancer treatment. We conclude our series tomorrow by looking at Cancer Support Community's special program to help with that loss. Other news now, with less than a month to go before the midterm election, we continue to provide in-depth coverage on issues driving voters to the polls. Two of those topics, immigration and the situation at the southern border. So how do Democrats and Republicans differ when it comes to policy, and what exactly is happening in the South? Our Joe St. George reports.
To understand what's happening at our border, it helps to wake up before dawn.
We're about 30 miles from a port of entry.
Meet Fernando Quiroz with the Arizona-California Humanitarian Coalition, a nonprofit that helps migrants.
I normally get up at 2.
We're up early in Yuma, Arizona to better comprehend what's happening. After all, immigration is a big issue this election. After a brief drive in the dark, it suddenly becomes clear.
It's 4 a.m. in the morning. Why are people crossing now?
You have to remember, we're in the southwest corner of Arizona.
Daytime highs here can reach the triple digits, so by coming in the dark, it's cooler and safer. Fernando says this scene is repeated every day, which is why he passes out water to migrants waiting to be processed by Border Patrol.
Hey, gracias. De nada, de nada.
You see, these men and women want to get caught. They willingly line up so they can declare asylum. After a few days in custody, they're typically released with the expectation they will attend a future court hearing.
This isn't a political statement, but to be honest, it's all very powerful to see up close. I met people from Cuba, Peru, and even Eastern Europe here this morning.
I'm going to Savannah, Georgia.
This woman is a teacher from Cuba. To get here, she crossed through Nicaragua and Honduras, Guatemala, and Mexico. Dangerous, yes, but in her eyes, worth it.
You have to be exhausted.
I'm tired. Yeah, people doesn't want to leave anymore. They're not even young people.
Across the southern border in the last fiscal year, Border Patrol encountered 2 million plus migrants, a new record. For comparison, in 2019, there were 860,000 encounters. Across the country this election, Republicans have been campaigning heavily on this issue, referring to it as a crisis. Many Democrats agree, but the policy ideas are vastly different. Republican leaders in Congress want to fund building the wall. Democrats are against that for the most part, supporting alternative security methods like drones. Democrats, meanwhile, prefer a pathway to citizenship for many migrants here already. Republicans have blocked that effort in Congress.
This is something that has to be addressed.
Chief Border Patrol Agent Chris Klim of the Yuma sector isn't political, but he says it's pretty obvious the status quo isn't working. He believes whoever wins the election must bring both sides together for reform to better help his agency. While our cameras may have caught children and families, he says our cameras miss the drug smugglers who can sometimes get away. He says that's part of the story, too.
Just last fiscal year, we had close to 150 pounds of fentanyl seizures. That is enough to potentially kill 32 million people.
So remember, this November, votes for U.S. senators and representatives and even governors will impact the border, no matter where you live. In Yuma, Arizona, I'm Joe St. George.
All right, finally, some good news for older Americans. Social Security recipients could be in for a big pay boost next year. Today, the Social Security Administration will announce the cost of living adjustment for 2023. Monthly payment that nearly 70 million Americans receive could jump by a whopping 8.7% due to inflation. Newsy's economic correspondent Bianca Fascini has the details.
Inflation has been hitting everyone hard, especially senior citizens.
Everything is so high. You know, you can hardly eat.
And for many of the tens of millions who receive Social Security, their monthly payment isn't cutting it these days. In fact, a survey from the Senior Citizens League shows 50% of Americans aged 55 and older have spent half of their emergency savings.
People are carrying more debt on their credit cards, and there has been a huge jump in the number of people reporting they have signed up for SNAP food stamps or visited a food pantry in the past year.
But experts say some relief could be on the way. The Social Security Administration adjusts payments each year based on data from the Consumer Price Index. Typically, we see an adjustment between 1% to 3%. Last year, that number soared to 5.9%, and this time it could reach 8.7% based on the data. We won't know until the administration officially announces on Thursday. But if experts are right, it would be the biggest jump since 1981, adding an extra $146 per month to the average payment. The move will be welcome news not only to seniors, but some 4 million children who also receive benefits. However, the future of Social Security is uncertain. A report earlier this year suggested it could become insolvent by 2035.